Shalom, shalom, shalom. Welcome to another Bible study. True disciples of Christ. Shalom, shalom, shalom.
Khan, shalom, shalom.
Headed up by the captain, Banayh. About to go hard. Before we get started, just want to go ahead and say to all of our dedicated haters out there, appreciate that energy. Appreciate the thumbs down. We're going to go ahead and convert it. We know that we are definitely doing something right by being consistent and strong in these scriptures to give a thumbs down for one word.
Come. Before you even start.
Yeah, appreciate that.
That's
Let's
crazy.
get it. All praises and due to the Most High, Yahweh and His Son, Shem Yahushua Mashiach.
Khan. First, I want to give all praises to the Allaham, our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. And shout out to the Kahan for letting me, but give these precepts out so maybe those that never heard it before can hear it and take it with them. Today, Khan, all praises. I wanted to, I kind of prayed and meditated on it, and really something that was asked to me by my mother. It was a question about what is my purpose? What is my purpose in this life? What is the Allahim's plans for me? And I found myself even asking that question before I even knew anything about the truth. Up until last year when I found TDOC the channel. So I didn't know nothing about that, but I was always wandering and pondering, what is my purpose on this plane of existence? What am I here for? What am I to do? And I feel like the biggest stumbling block with a lot of our people that gets them destroyed, Book of Hosea chapter 4 verse 6, is because of lack of knowledge. We have no knowledge of who we are, our true customs, our true culture. Our culture isn't twerking and putting on weave and just being savages. We have a whole culture we need to follow, rules, commandments, laws, and statutes that we have to follow.
Let me bring out that precept. Book of Hosea, chapter 4 and verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy Allahim, I will also forget thy children.
Khan, so we've forgotten where we're supposed to be at. So he's forgotten us. I mean, simple as that. But what really I can say to those who are lost and don't know their purpose, one, I want to define the word purpose. Is something set up as an object or an end to be attained. I want to focus on that second part, an end to be attained. So what is the main objective here on this place of existence before we leave our spirits leave and our carcasses are done away with? And first, to figure out our purpose, we have to find knowledge. Once you find a knowledge of who you are, I mean, if you read Book of Revelations chapter 2 verse 9, it talks about who the fake Israelites are, who the imposters are, as well as Revelations 1 and 13 verse 15, when it gives an explanation about Christ. But those are just little snippets about our history. I mean, there's tons of other precepts, but I just chose those two to speak on. I'm gonna get it. Revelations 1 verse 13 through 15, and this is Christ, not the Caesar Borgia character we see all throughout our grandmas and moms' houses, and the one who's worshipped in these Sunday worship churches. But it's the Book of Revelations chapter 1 verse 13 through 15. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the paps with a golden girdle. Verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace, and his voice as the sound of many waters. So, context clues to tell you this is so-called black man. Among other things in the scriptures, when Moses took his hand out and there was no melanin per se, and as well as Miriam getting her melanin taken out because she was talking against Moses, a man the Most High set up. And then the other verse was Revelation 2, verse 9. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich, and I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. So right now, a lot of people don't understand that our identities have been stolen. We don't even understand that who we are as the Most High's chosen people. The Most High created the world for us, so we have to follow in His footsteps. That's how we get to that end goal. That's how we get to that end objective. You'll start to see your whole life change around when you follow the Most High's law, statutes, commandments to a T. Like my whole mental thought process has changed because I'm following these laws, statutes, and commandments. Everything in my life seems to be an advancement. I don't feel as stagnated as I was when I was not in this truth. I was a lost sheep. Like Hamashiach gave that proverb in the book of Luke, I believe, Luke 15. But so that was a big stepping stone from what I was to now knowing who I am to now moving forward to onward to my purpose. And the purpose of this whole existence on this planet is to follow the commandments, because once you follow the commandments, once you listen to your creator, your father, then he'll bless you. It's like a cause and effect situation where can you give me the book of John chapter 14 verse 15? It's a cause and effect situation where you'll start to see things change in your life.
Book of John, chapter 14, verse 15. If ye love me, keep my commandments.
Come on. So if you really love the creator, if you love the one that put you here to go through all this, then you'll keep his commandments. And then another precept, 1 John chapter 2 verse 3 through 4. And hereby we do know that we know him if we keep his commandments. And he saith, I know him, and keepeth not his commandments is a liar, and the truth is not in him. So I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. I mean, if you're not really following the commandments like you say, then things are not going to be. You're never going to find that purpose. You're never going to obtain that end goal because you don't know where to go. It's like the Most High set up a roadmap when He gave us the laws, statutes, commandments, from how to treat your brother, from how to honor your mother and your father. Holy days we're supposed to observe to the Most High. It's all a roadmap, so we know what to do when we're on this earth, even up from then unto now in 2021. So it's a path that we must follow. We must keep.
God. And when you say that path must be followed and kept, if we go on to verse 5 and 1 John chapter 2, it reads the following. But whoso keepeth his word, in him verily is the love of the Elohim perfected. That word perfected means mature, bring into full maturity, full circle. Perfected does not mean that you make no mistakes. It means that you are mature enough to guide and lead and adjust accordingly. All right. So it does look like when you're that spiritual that you are modern day what we call to be perfect, but the love of the Elohim is in us when we keep his word, and that's where it is perfected. And then that's the clue. Hereby know we that we are in him. Verse 5.
Con. So that's the roadmap to be perfect. Don't ever let anybody say that. Khan always be talking about busting him upside the head with the Brasori. He's right, because I mean that's just an excuse, and Most High is not trying to hear none of that. You gotta follow this to the T. Anybody that didn't follow him got punished. Simple as that. But purpose. A lot of people never find that end goal. Number one, because they're lost, or number two, like I said earlier, they get stagnated. They. I've met so many people in the workforce. I mean, I've only been working for such long, but I've met so many elderly people who said, "Man, you know, oh, I wish I would have done this different, or I wish I would have done that different." I don't want to be that type of person is to have these wishes. I don't want to talk to no genie. I'm trying to get it right now.
Come.
I'm trying to get it right now. So I gotta go hard because I don't ever want to get to that point where I'm sitting down in a situation where I'm like, man, if I only did this, what would be what? Because
Come on.
that's when you just like, man, you get messed up like that. You don't know, you just don't know what to do. So those to me are the two biggest stumbling blocks. Number one, I started with a lack of knowledge, and once that knowledge is overcome, you stop getting destroyed because you get filled with the knowledge of the Most High. Book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 7. Can you get that, Yashabin?
Absolutely.
Beginning of knowledge, and then I'm a well, go ahead and get that. And I'll keep
Book
going.
of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 9. Oh, is that the one you wanted? You said 1 verse 9?
1 verse 7. Salaki. 1 verse 7.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 7. For the fear of the Elohim is the beginning of knowledge, but
Come.
fools despise wisdom and instruction.
Come. His sheep will know when they're being called, because they hear these precepts, they hear these words coming out. They don't give dislikes. They give big ups. They come in the channel. They show love. They really respect what you do because they understand you're coming from a place of knowledge, and that's what it is. But what was I getting to?
That's right.
Con,
Dislikes is a reflection of the place where they are right now, man. On that lower level vibration.
con. A lot of people aren't meant to understand this, and that's okay. We know that only 1/3 is gonna make it, and that's okay. But you better be happy that you understand this if you do, and absorb it and receive it, because a lot of people aren't gonna make it. But on the flip side, let's go to those that fully understand the word, fully understand who they are, and act that out on a daily basis. They actually do what the scriptures say to do. They follow the commandments. They celebrate the holy days. They do it to a T. Book of Romans chapter 8 verse 28. And we know that all things work together for good to them that love the Elohim. And we know what love is, keeping the commandments. To them who are the called according to his purpose. So once again, we see that word purpose, that end goal. Your end goal is to serve the Elohim, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shah. That is your purpose. And once you fulfill that, he'll put things in your life to on this plane of existence. Like, say if you have a skill, you're an artist, you're a musician, you create apps. I mean, anything is possible. It's all the Most High's gift that he's put into you. He will reveal that gift to you. He will reveal your purpose on this earth, what you're supposed to do to live out and have earthly success. He'll reveal that to you once you follow his plan, once you follow his precept, Salaki, once you follow his commandments.
I got a precept. the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3 and verse 1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heavens. So you get in line with the knowledge, like Banayh is reciting from the word, your season will come for that thing to come to pass.
Con. You know, I really didn't even understand any of the Bible per se when I was not in the truth, but I never really had a inclining to like go into the church because I knew that stuff was not really. It just something was off about it because I knew deep down in my heart the stuff that we were saying. I knew the Bible was the truth, the knowledge, and the whole truth. But I knew the stuff they was bringing out in that church wasn't. It was half the truth. They weren't bringing it all out. Until I came along to TDOC, the channel, really enlightened my eyes. It deprogrammed me, but then enlightened my eyes to who I am as a person and what my purpose is as a watchman of Yahweh Shai, Nazarene. Book
Who
of
you are
Matthew.
as a man,
Come,
as a man.
That's it's a growing process, and I'm learning each day. Every time I come on here, I learn each day. That's why I said I gotta spill out some of this stuff that I've been learning under the Kahan and Yashabim and all the other Hakim, because I gotta speak this word. Go, Book of Matthew chapter 28 verse 19 through 20. Go ye therefore and teach all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Allahim and the Son and of the Ruach Hakadash, the holy, the set apart spirit. So that's another objective on the purpose fulfillment, on the path of fulfillment of the purpose, which is following the commandments of the Most High. Verse 20, teaching them to observe all things whatsoever I have commanded you. And lo, I am with you always, even until the end of the world. Aman. So don't ever feel like you're lost. Don't ever feel like you don't know what to do. Now you're in this stagnated spot because the Allahim is with you. Book of Joshua chapter is it 2 verse 9 or 1 verse 9? Don't ever have any fear in your heart, because the Allahim is with you. He said, don't ever be afraid to reach out on that limb, to do something different. Because if you're sitting here and you have to ask somebody else, what is my purpose? Then obviously what you're doing is not your purpose. I mean, you're in a situation where you don't know. You have to change things up. You have to change your atmosphere. You have to change yourself. You have to look at yourself in the mirror and say, you know what, I got to change something about myself. I got to do something different today, because what I'm doing right now, it ain't cutting it. So it's all about reflecting from within. You get that knowledge, then you're able to go out and, like I just said, like I just stated in the precept Matthew 28, go ye therefore and teach all nations. But you got to be taught in the word. You got to be built up. You got to have the armor of the Allahim, the book of Ephesians.
Yeah, that was a Joshua chapter 1 verse 9. Let me know when you're ready for it.
Yeah, go ahead, Ark. Go ahead.
And it reads, have not I commanded thee? Be strong and of a good courage. Be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed. For the Supreme Allahim is with thee whithersoever thou goest.
Come on. Don't ever be afraid. Don't ever feel like, because in reality, I didn't understand who I was, because I thought I was alone when I started learning these precepts and this truth like that. And when I came on the TDOC channel, Deprogramming Lightning, I said, man, this is the right spot right here. This brother's bringing the truth. He's bringing the knowledge in the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. And you're not alone in this. So don't ever let anybody around you tell you that, oh, you reading the Bible too much. You coming from the Bible too much. Let me hear your opinion. It's not about what I'm talking about. It's about what my Creator is talking about. I'm just a man. I'm a mortal being. I'm not the Allahim. So that's why I gotta speak through the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Like I was saying again, we go back to the purpose. we go back to the purpose. And once you find that purpose, once you are revealed to you, once the purpose is revealed to you, then you're blessed. Book of Psalms chapter 34, verse 8 through 9. Oh, taste and see that the Elohim is good. Blessed is the man that trusteth in him. Verse 9. O fear the Elohim, ye his saints, meaning Yashar Allah, for there is no want to them that fear him. A lot of people I've met, they want this and that. They want their life to be better. They want a change, but what are you doing to make that change? Like I said earlier, you have to change yourself. You have to get rid of the old you completely. You can't leave any vestige of that old self, or I promise you it will come back. It's like weeds. Like if you leave any, it's gonna come back. Black mold. If you leave some, it's gonna grow. Like if you have one bad fruit and a bunch of good fruits, it's gonna go bad. So you have to get rid of that old you. Understand that there needs to be a change in order to achieve that purpose you want in your life. And the Elohim, Most High willing, He'll reveal that to you, because book of First Timothy says he wants everybody to be to know this word. Let me get that precept. First Timothy's chapter. Trying to remember. Hey, Yashabin, you can get Micah chapter 6 verse 8. I gotta look for this.
Gotcha.
Come on.
Yeah.
The book of Micah, chapter 6, verse 8. He hath showed thee, O man, what is good, and what doeth the Elohim require of thee, but to do justly, and to love mercy, and to walk humbly with the Elohim. So he showed us what to do and how to behave and how we should also think. That also reminds me of Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 13. For the whole conclusion of the matter. You know, it's talking about man's purpose. Book of Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. The whole matter, meaning man. Fear the Elohim and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. Captain Banayh been on it tonight. What is our purpose? All these things, and that that Yahweh put in us, to develop ourselves and talents and things. If you stay in this word, this is all the other stuff is easy. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Elohim, keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man.
I'd like to remind the listeners, those that's actually tuning in for the first time. If you're tuning in for the first time, we have these Bible studies typically every Tuesday night between 8:15 and 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you've been listening for a while and you believe what you've actually been hearing is the truth, because what we teach is in fact the truth, then what are you waiting for to join our assembly? If you're one of those people on the outside looking in and you want to be an individual light, you keep saying you don't want to be a part of any camp. Well, we're the last Nazarene. We're not like any other camps. We're a family. We're not a group. So what are you waiting for to come in? But if you come in, just keep in mind, you're going to have to come up the straight way. Don't try to come in from the side. Don't try to come in from the back. You need to come in on the straight and narrow path. And to those of you that want to join, you could email tazadocshot@yahoo.com. We need you to email your name, your number, your photo, and your location. Why do we need this? Because we're asking you to be transparent. You know who we are. We need to find out who you are. We can't just allow anyone to join this organization. We don't want to repeat of what happened at IUIC and that Sister Joy. So we got to be very cautious about the people that we actually invite around us. And I also would like to remind you that tonight at 9:30 p.m., tune into our podcast, Real Men and the Women That Love Them, Talking That Talk. This is the third episode. Because of certain verbiage last week, we was actually unable to allow that episode to stay up. But be sure to tune into the episode tonight. We're going to talk about Gorilla Glue. The Gorilla Girls, not just one, the one that glued her hair. We're going to talk about, does the so-called Black woman suffer from self-hate? Is this why she get extensions, relaxers, and weave? We're going to talk about it. Real Men and Women That Love Them, Talking That Talk podcast, episode 3. Be sure to tune in. I'm going to turn it back over to the captain and the general.
Con. I got that. Con was just speaking that narrow path. Book of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 13. Enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. Verse 14. Because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. That verse 14, it speaks to the topic that I brought out, purpose. Because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way that which leadeth unto life. Once you find these precepts, once you find life in Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, you find your purpose. You know what you need to accomplish here on this earth.
Con, let's go ahead and establish that purpose. How those purposes get established? So whether it's in your own personal life or those that want to join the assembly at TDOC, how do you establish that purpose? You establish your purpose with counsel. Is this a matter of my opinion? Absolutely not. If it was, we would say so. But what we're doing now, we're bringing out the precepts. So you have Proverbs chapter 15 and verse 22. This is a perfect reason why you should not be an individual light or stay lost at sea after coming here and hearing these messages on a Deprogrammed Enlightener, True Disciples of Christ TV. Book of Proverbs, chapter 15, verse 22. Without counsel, purposes are disappointed, meaning they fail. Without counsel, you know what a counsel is? Counsel is when you have people around you to hold you accountable and possibly help guide you in whatever it is you say that you were going to do. All right. Without counsel, purposes are disappointed, but in a multitude of counselors, they are established. Something established, you can't easily move that thing. Something established, it's there. It's always there.
ESTD, established forever. It stays there forever. That it relates to why we, not only scripturally, but if you think about it, once you're around brothers, they hold you accountable. Once you're around men that don't let things slide, they hold you accountable. So you know how to react in certain situations when you do get that temptation from that wide gate of destruction that will sway you away from your purpose. that'll sway you away from the Most High, because you know that accountability is on you. It's like eyes in the back of your head, and you feel that burn. You feel that burn on the back of your head. Book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. So you got to run this thing to the end, till you can't no more, because there will be a lot of things in this world, wicked worldly things, that'll take you away. Don't love this world. Don't love the things in this world. You can have nice things. You can have this and that, but don't ever be in love with it. Don't ever be afraid to say, you know what? I'll give this all up. If the Most High came down and said, give it up right now, I give it up in a heartbeat, because you ain't going to take none of that with you anyways.
This is true. You can't take any of it with you. Not one little bit. The good thing about, or I'm gonna say the best thing about true disciples of Christ is that we always remind men to focus on their purpose. Always. You know, we just brought the scriptures about the whole duty of man is to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, and respect Him. How you respect Him, you keep His word, and you observe all of His high holy days. You know, you congregate and you assemble, you know, with your brothers when at the time that you're supposed to, at every appointed time. At every appointed time. And when you do that, it strengthens your relationship not only with Him, but also with the community. Now, I use the word community. It's not by chance. We just went over council. Council is also a community.
Come on.
See, so that thing goes hand in hand. These scriptures are right in line and exact if you choose to observe them appropriately. And the fact that we read them verbatim, people come on here, they give thumbs down before, during, after the message. And all we're doing is reading the scriptures. We're reading the laws, statutes, and commandments. We're giving it to you exactly the way that it is meant to be given. And guess who benefits from this? We don't, but you do. Your relationship with the Most High, it provides life to you. And when you have life, you're able to help bring others and other loved ones that are closest to you to that life. You can't force them, but you are a light and a guide for them.
Come on. Book of Psalms, chapter 92, verse 12 through 15. Just talked about bringing life. This is right on it. The righteous shall flourish like the palm tree. He shall grow like a cedar in Lebanon. Those that be planted in the house of the Allahim shall flourish in the courts of Yahweh. So you'll flourish. Verse 14. They shall still bring forth fruit in old age. They shall be fat and flourishing. To show that the Allahim is upright, He is my rock, and there is no unrighteousness in Him. So through the grace of Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, you'll flourish. You'll through old age, you'll have life. I've met a lot of elderly people on these just over brokes that are not flourishing. You know, a lot of things. People have a lot of situations going on, but I can tell at the time, then and now, they definitely weren't keeping the Most High number one in their life. It's always something else that's in the way of that path. And once you block that path, you're blocking your purpose. You're blocking, like I said, the definition. You're blocking that end goal to maintain that end thing. But it's not really a thing. It's your salvation, which is bigger than any object on this planet. It's a big race to the end. You gotta endure to the end. You'll be saved, but it's a big race. Get that precept.
Yeah, that race is big. One thing about this race, though, is that there are many winners if you choose to. You don't have to be the strongest. You don't have to be the fastest. You don't even have to be the smartest or the most intelligent. But you do have to stay on the path. And that's it. It's all about endurance.
Come on.
Whatever your pace is, it's all about endurance. What was that precept you were looking for, Ak?
It's not it's given the I wrote it down. I'm trying to get my notes. I was doing this earlier. Need to write these on my heart, not on a piece of paper.
Well, I'll share something, you got it?
No, go ahead.
I was going to say during my earlier years, I wasn't as fortunate as Captain Banayh is now, and finding a place of real truth. But myself I had it on my mind as well. Very sincere, looking and seeking this thing out. Had a concordance and a lexicon, and things still didn't seem to fit together quite like the way that it should have. Until here recently. So if you are sincere and you're out there and you're looking for the truth and you cannot find it, let me go ahead and encourage you to continue to do that. Respect us and the message enough to go back, look at these scriptures for yourself to see if we are really speaking what is written. King James 16:11, or get your Basura, Tanakh, or however, and follow along. And you will see that this is exactly what it is. And folks who have the truth in them know good and well that there comes a point where your understanding is really null and void, despite how long you've been living on this earth. Because the perspective in which you've had what would seem to be success, throughout your life up to a certain point, it's really small in comparison to the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments. Well, let me go ahead and turn it back over to Ben, and I'm gonna bring out a precept on that one.
Yeah, I was looking at 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 4. No, that's not this.
Yeah. So this thing is serious. Some weeks, we're on, 4 days, 5 days. It's been weeks where we're on about 6 days. It all depends on how the spirit moves. And when the spirit moves, it's based on what's written. And we're really just trying to show love to our brethren, to our brothers and sisters out there. Because it wasn't too far long ago that we were just like everybody else.
Cool.
Just like everybody else. Not having an inclination. So if you are on this channel, folks on the sound of our voice, and you are hearing this, it is not by chance. It is not an accident. You need to move on that. Do not be afraid to be held accountable by other people by other men and women that are looking out for your best interest and your well-being. So when you come over here, humble yourself. Despite how long you call yourself being the truth, or how long you've been a Christian or Catholic or Jehovah's wickedness or whatever the case is, I can guarantee you will be edified in all areas of your life when you come over to true disciples of Christ. It's a full solution. You got problems, just like the way Yahweh Shah handled folks' problems, healed them from sickness, restored vision to those that were blind. And he also, he talks about, prosperity and what, the kingdom of heaven is like. It's about being a good steward. All that stuff we do right here. Everybody should be doing it. But I know what we do here, and it's really about showing love to our brothers and bringing them up.
Come on. You think about it, Yasha Beam, and those of us still on these JOBs, we hold ourselves accountable to these managers and these people that tell us we got to have certain things due by a certain date. Why can't we do that for the Most High? Why can't we do that for our Creator? But come on. But Book of 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 24. I thought it was 2 verse 4. I'll never forget it. Verse 24. Know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize? 100-meter dash, 400-meter. Only one person's getting that. So run, So run that ye may obtain. So it's anybody can get this prize of salvation. Anybody can achieve this if they run it to the end and they endure to the end.
Folks are going through life every day having a hard time with things. If you've tried everything, or you feel like you've tried everything else, why not try Yahweh Shah and his proper name and his proper teaching and understanding? One thing I can guarantee you, that if you are sincere, he is going to show forth. If you are sincere, that is my firsthand testimony. If you are sincere, no matter where you at in your life right now, things will begin to change for you. Things will begin to change. We can show you in here with the leading and guiding of TDOC, where you can go to fix your self-esteem issue, where you can go to fix your overweight issue, where you can go to fix your disease issue, where you can go to fix with your money issue, where you can go to fix for handling your children issue, where you can go or how you deal with difficult family members, and where you can go to handle all the matters and tests and trials of life.
Come on.
Don't be caught up without your nation. Don't be caught without a community out there, man. And what better community to be than that which is being led and guided by the Supreme Elohim?
Come on. You're really doing yourself a disservice if you're hearing these precepts and the word being brought out and you're not writing it in your heart, you're not remembering it, you're not feeling like you want to join, because at the end of the day, we talk about, most importantly, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai in the word, but from everything like Yashabim just said, it's a one-stop shop. So, I mean, where else you going to go? A lot of other camps, they ain't really doing it. Like TDOC, I've seen TDOC was the only one that I saw that I was like, okay, this right here, I gotta join this because this is the truth. You know when the truth is coming out. I'm not saying the truth wasn't coming out, but they don't bring it out like Toss brings it out. They don't. What are they really trying to do other than put on for YouTube? It's a different type of situation that's here. If you feel like this message is hitting you like that, you need to go ahead and join.
And so, like it, who's this guy? AZ266. He say AZ2666. That's actually his name's AZ2666. He's saying, how can I get on the talk? I'm part of Ludite. I don't understand what he mean by that. Well, this is not the forum for you to come on and talk. The general and the captain is actually teaching a lesson, and we do you well to listen. People always want to be under the spotlight. Again, there's a lot of people that I'm seeing around here, and I'm wondering why they haven't joined. Like the Akim, the general and the captain is saying right now. Why haven't you joined? Like, what are you waiting for to come in? You're on the outside looking in, and you have all of these excuses, but why haven't you joined? AZ266, I'm not sure what you want to talk about. You go put your message in the room. And again, I would like to remind folks that 9:30 tonight, which is approximately 16, 17 minutes away right now, we're going to be doing the podcast, Real Men and Women That Love Them Talking That Talk, episode 3. And we're going to be discussing Gorilla Glue girls, not girls. And the subject matter is, does the so-called black woman suffer from self-loathing and insecurity? Is this why she wears makeup, relaxers, and weave? Definitely a subject that needs to be brought to the forefront. So I'm already prepared to be called a misogynist, but this much go forward. We're going to show you a mirror of truth tonight, sisters. If you choose to look the other way, then so be it, but it still won't change it or prevent it from being the truth. Popo, I seen you on here last week. What are you waiting for to come on in, Popo? We haven't seen you around for some time. But yeah, we got approximately 15 more minutes, so I'm gonna let the general and the captain to go ahead and finish this out. But all of you on the outside looking in, what are you waiting for to join? And I would like to remind all of the members of the True Disciples of Christ, our festivity is actually coming up very quickly on February the 26th and 27th for Purim. If you have actually not gotten your donation over to the general, you need to do it ASAP. So I'm going to turn it back over to the general and the captain.
Cool.
Back on the definitely back on the matter of of purpose. You heard us bring out the scriptures. What you're doing isn't really working for you. Even when it looks like you got some success, you still got a void. So let me tell you, what you think is bringing you success, it's not working for you. So whether you call yourself poor, or broke, or I am rich, if you got a void and things are not working out for you, and you hear these live streams, you need to come on this other side. Because I can guarantee you from firsthand knowledge that it will fix yourself. It will push you to fix yourself. That's how the Most High works. The power of Him is in every single one of us, but is only activated by following this word. It costs absolutely nothing to join True Disciples of Christ. It don't cost no fiat, but it does cost your time and your utmost effort from every fiber in your body. Because that's the only way you're going to get this change. That is the only way. But on the other side, temptation seems like nothing. Believe that. When you got life and you're looking at everything in its proper understanding and you look at death, choose life. You will. You definitely will. Did you have something else, Banayh?
I was trying to find precept. I'm paraphrasing it. It's like a man will find death in the
Yeah, let
things that
that
he
let,
loves.
let that
Something
let
like
that
that.
brother come in. AZ2666. We're gonna post a link and see what he has to say real quick. AZ2666. Click that link and come on in the room. Your screen name just sort of like grabs my attention very promptly. The nomenclature that you have affixed to your screen name. So go ahead and click that link and go ahead and come on in the room. He asks, how does he get in? Go ahead and click the link and come in the room.
Come on.
Yeah.
A lot of things we think is life is really death.
Oh, that sounds like a proverb.
Yeah, that's that's what I was paraphrasing. I can't
That
remember what
is
he said.
Proverbs chapter 5. Yeah, there's a way that seems right unto man, but the end thereof is death.
Calm. What was that verse again?
I just spoke it from memory.
Calm.
Yeah, I'm about to bring that up here right quick. Yeah, man. So what was that question that came up, between you and your mom that led you to talk about this subject?
Yeah, the precept that Yashabim just quote was Proverbs 14, verse 12.
14 and 12.
Calm.
There we go.
Write that down. No, it was she just came to me a couple of days ago and just asked, "What is my purpose? What am I to do here on here?" Because I don't really want to talk about a lot of stuff, but
I got you.
people get stagnated and they don't know what to do. They do not know what to do. They don't know what their next move is. And truth be told, I guess they never really knew what to do. We just go about things trying to please others. A lot of people I met in school, they told me the only reason they were in school is because their parents said, you'll make us proud, go to school. So they didn't want to fail them by saying, I don't even like school like that. So a lot of people don't even really find out what their purpose is. And some people find it out, but they never obtain it. They never go out on that limb and get it. But that's really what sparked kind of just I want to just speak on purpose and kind of let the spirit just
Yeah. So those of us that are ignorant of the instructions of the Most High, and you're led by your feelings, Eves, and little boys and grown men body. Proverbs chapter 14 and verse 12. There is a way which seems right unto man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. So some of us have been walking, like you were saying, on this earth many years, not knowing what your purpose is, being led by what makes you feel good or what makes others around you feel good, void and absent of these laws, statutes, and commandments. And you have a void there. There's the emptiness. There's some loneliness or whatever the case is. The only thing that can fill that is these laws, statutes, and commandments.
Shalom, AZ 2666. Welcome to the show.
Shalom Alaikum, Maki.
Shalom.
Yeah, I was talking about future reference. I wasn't trying to interrupt nothing.
Oh yeah. But, you said you wanted to come on. You had something you wanted to bring up.
No, I had nothing to bring out. I just want to know for future reference because there was times I wanted to talk and I couldn't get through because I'm quite ignorant on this new technology.
Yeah. typically you got to come in either on a Chrome browser or a Safari if you're on a MacBook.
Gotcha. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no doubt, brother. Which territory are you in? I believe I saw you in here last week also.
Yeah. I actually joined you. I'm under my government name. I'm in Titusville, Florida.
Oh, all right. Hey, either one of you have any questions for the brother, for the op?
You said you joined TDOC?
Yeah.
Percy?
No, that's
Do
not
what?
Percy. That's not Percy. Percy's in New Jersey.
Oh,
No, I'm Robert.
Oh,
My
you're
government
Robert.
Robert.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That kind of like threw me way off, man. I didn't even
Oh,
know.
okay.
My
Did you send a photo?
Hebrew name Astadel.
Did you send a photo? I don't remember.
Yeah.
And you got a welcome package?
I probably didn't look it. Yeah, I remember telling someone to send it to him. I don't know if it ever got sent to him.
Robert.
I remember that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me look on that right quick here. Yeah.
And was that you that we call? Me and Israel? Was that you, Robert?
I don't think so. No.
All right. Yeah.
I used to follow you guys.
Go ahead, brother.
I used to follow you guys under the Way too, and that got canceled.
Oh yeah. There was some brother that wanted to join, man. The first thing he started mentioning as soon as he got up for the phone, he got on the phone, man, was federal charges, man. I told him, look, brother, man, this is why you come in here, man. Don't try to use, the Most High's word, as an scapegoat. And so you want to come over here because you really want some commercial. I mean, he just started talking about, he's facing federal charges because some guy, I don't really want to air him out right here, that he was working with. They're basically guilty of tax fraud and money laundering. That they was using people's in prison social security numbers to make it seem as though they were working for their company.
Right.
Wow, man. And so now,
yeah, they do that.
What'd you say?
Yeah, they do that a lot with prisoners' social security numbers.
Well, they got caught, man. And he's trying to say that he wasn't part of it, but they don't seem to think that,
Right.
Because he was part of the company, like that's your boy. How you working for the company? You don't know what's going on. There's only two of you guys.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
All right,
CEO and the COO.
Right. Things people do, man. And then so now he want to bring that nonsense over here. I was like, yo, man, but why you calling me? They your phone's probably tapped right now. Why you calling me and get me involved? Because he said that his friend's phone and all of that was tapped. You know what I mean? Most people don't know that Donald Trump had actually literally gotten rid of the Patriot Act. But I think once Joey got in office, he put it back in effect. Joey's pretty much reversing everything that Donnie had actually done.
Cool.
Yeah. There's a lot of things that I don't think people are really paying attention to. One of my sources mentioned to me that if you pay close attention, where Joey is actually signing these so-called executive orders, it's not the actual White House. If you pay attention to the surroundings, that they're making him appear as if he's in the White House, but he's not really there. And if you look at the documentation that he's signing, does anyone know what an executive act is? So this is what this guy is signing. He's signing an executive act, not an executive order. Someone should look at the legal difference of them. It's not one and the same. He's signing executive acts. The guy's a joke, man. And he's not even doing this from the WH. Interesting. Pay attention to these things that these media outlets are pushing. Pay attention to the surroundings. you could see that this man is not speaking from the same place that Donnie was. Most people don't pay attention to detail like that because they keep you asleep.
Saying that executive acts are more like informal proposals.
Right. Not an order. It's not an executive order. You understand? You see what I'm saying? It's a joke.
Come.
He's just merely making a proposal. You see what I'm saying? But they're making you think it's law. This is why it's important that people know the law. I mean, the contract. Wait, contract is law. They need to understand this stuff. Everyone's asleep, man. And all you out there that's getting inoculated, the devastation that's doing to you. I don't want to go into that because I don't want to get flagged.
Yeah.
But you, man.
Viper pit.
I've seen some crazy things about that.
Yeah, especially once they get that second exposure.
After effects. Seen some crazy stuff.
So yeah, we got about 2 minutes here. You guys, y'all can got anything you want to do before we close this down? And once again, we're just gonna log right on to the podcast, Real Men and Women That Love Them, Talking That Talk. I'm going to post the link in the room one more time. This is going to take place in about 1 minute. So you want to tune in, and tonight's topic is actually going to be Gorilla Glue Girls. Does so-called black women suffer from self-hate, self-loathing, and insecurity? Is that where they get weed and relaxers? We got to talk about it. We're gonna talk that talk, man. Whether you like it or not, we're gonna talk that talk. There's gonna be a lot of people getting upset, man. But hey, man, don't get mad. Get your minds right, man.
Come on.
Why is it? We're gonna talk about it right about now. So, you guys got anything you want to close with, man? Before I shut this down.
Just the water. I hope people really find their purpose. Just following the Most High, law, statutes, commandments.
Marty's trying to come in here. Marty, you might want to come over to the next podcast, man. We're about to shut this one down. And click on the YouTube channel. Click on Real Men and Women That Love Them, Talking That Talk. Marty, come on over and talk that talk. I sent you a link. That must be a new guy. This Marty guy. Find out who he is.
Shalom. On the way to the other side.
Shalom.
Who's this new guy, man? Marty.